you have to have someone to assess you, so a coach or a teacher or just someone to show that you've improved. They have to sign you off. For my skill, I'm doing singing, and to show my improvement, I have reached level 1, and my teacher signed me off. It's great, and you should definitely do it.
Don't mind me.
Here we have the beetle, which walks along slowly, trying to find its species. We've seen them in Britain for over 40 years, and not once has anyone been hurt by one, which does suggest that possibly they are a safe beetle. Now, if I turn it on its back, then you can see that it's got quite a nice blue bottom on it. Now, that is similar to quite a lot of people on Earth, in fact. And I would say by length it is probably about a centimetre, or maybe 2 or 3 centimetres.
One of the sections for D&V is volunteering, where you help out at a place of your choice regularly for 3 to 6 months, for at least an hour a week. I chose the Young Leader programme because it was something I wanted to do anyway, and I was able to give back to the scouting community, which helped me so much in my childhood.
I'm doing this for my beloved dead brother, Richard Attenborough, who died over a year ago. Now, here we have my favourite kind of caterpillar, which is the British spottleback caterpillar. It's a yellow colour, which is similar to the colour of a lemon, and it crawls extremely fast. Let's get that cheap digital camera thing out the way. If we can just focus in, you can see it's got a split in its back. That was how I was trying to carelessly pick it up and move it. It's my favourite type of animal, or at least my favourite insect. This is the British spottle-backed caterpillar, as filmed by David Attenborough, brother of belovedly dead Richard Attenborough. Thank you.
So Dan, why would you recommend D&V?
I believe D&V will help you when you come to starting at uni and for putting your applications into university, because it will elevate you above all the other applicants that haven't done their D&V.
So Dan, what's the most common mistake that you see as a D&V leader?
Probably overpacking big heavy food items like cans and potatoes.
So Dan, what advice would you give to people who haven't yet done their D&V?
My best advice would be to listen to the advice that your D&V supervisor will give you, as usually it's from experience.
So Dan's, what are your funniest moments being a D&V leader?
It's got to be Jack and his bacon. The whole rest of his group are all packed, tents done, they're all sat down waiting, and Jack's there with his transient just cooking his bacon.
For me, it's got to be seeing Dom fall into the mud when crossing underneath the underpass on their practice expedition.
Thank you.
There you go. For D&V, you have to do a practice expedition and an assess expedition. I'm doing mine right now, and it's so fun!
People say that death is actually a bad thing, but my beloved brother Richard Attenborough's dead and everyone respects him. This is an eagle of small size with a very red mouth. It's dead.
For part of your D&V bronze, you have to do 3 or 6 months worth of physical activity. Now,
something. Delete. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, sorry. Carry on.
This could be For part of your D&V bronze, you have to do 3 or 6 months of physical activity, and this could be anything from skydiving to walking on foot. Now, what I did, and it has to be over an hour per week, what I did is I played football for my team, which is AFC Aldermaston, and I set my target for 6 months and to get over 5 goals and 5 assists for the season. I ended up with 7 goals and 10 assists, so I achieved my target and therefore I've qualified for my physical D&V bronze. Here we have Mr. David the Assessor. So, David, what's your role as a D&V Assessor?
My role's fairly simple. There are 20 conditions you have to meet for your expedition, and my job is to make sure you meet the conditions.
So, of the 20 conditions, which 3 would you say are the most important?
They're all important. The 3 I watch for most, because the ones you're likely to fall over on. First and foremost is the number of hours walking. If you come in too early, you haven't met the 6 hours or 7 hours or 8 hours you have to do, depending on the level. Secondly, if you were to buy any food, for example, you're no longer self-sufficient. Alright. And the third possibly would be transport. If you've got a lift or quarter bus or whatever, again, they're not under your own steam.
And finally, what's your funniest moment as a D&V Assessor?
I think watching a scout get stuck in a bog. And literally we couldn't get to him, so he basically had to crawl along the ground inch by inch by inch. It took him an hour to get 100 yards from there back to the road.
Thank you, David.
Well, we've got some really weird birds. Just stood there doing nothing. Oh, and there's one over there running away, and now they're all following. It is like a little ball of hell. And off they go. I say the word that curses all. Hell. Oh, hello there. We're going to be asking some questions about scouting and explorers during D&V.
There's supposed to be an advert for D&V. Right, basically, we're going to show you what happens.
People fall over and like get in pain.
100% legit. Cut. So we're here with a D&V participant, Dom. So Dom, how are you finding your D&V?
Yep, I've got trench foot.